We've covered water, sewer, now we're going to cover wind.
Next month, solar.
And I could have had something funny there, but I won't. Mr. Bear.
I'm trying to tie it into earth, wind, and fire, but
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about something else. But anyway, go ahead. We will, page 7, wind energy information. And I looked extensively at this, and I have some questions, but anyway.
Well,
I have color problems, but anyway.
this is primarily for informational purposes. 1st of November, I attended a wind energy summit or meeting that was held in Roanoke in connection with one of their green programs that's going on at the Roanoke Civic Center. DEQ and who is helping to put ordinances in place and helping localities with the situation, and individuals from James Madison University that have this Virginia Center for Wind Energy were giving presentations, and they gave presentations with maps showing where primary wind areas are, what type of wind is needed, the demographics needed for that, the wind demographics needed. And then following that, 1st of December, took a tour to Wind Energy Farm in West Virginia, just to take a look at it. As some of you are aware, maybe all of you are aware, there has been a wind energy farm proposed just south of Wythe County, just below this exit 24 area, which is in Carroll County, but very visible from Wythe County. There has been a wind energy project that has been proposed there, and they've had some meetings on in Carroll County. This wasn't about anything in particular. They had people from Floyd in attendance at this, and on the tour as well. Floyd has had some interest in wind energy. They're doing this more as educational and outreach and trying to show people things about wind energy. So on January 18th, there will be a thing at the meeting center. If you're interested in attending, please let Michelle know, and she can sign everyone up for it if you'd like to attend. If they do it like they did in Roanoke, they actually will let you, they'll set some computers up there, and you can actually bring up some computers, and they can zoom into areas, and we can zoom into Wythe County, and they showed you the different map areas of where the wind levels were. I'm sorry?
How did they come up, I'm looking at 7E, how did they come up with the actual speeds and things? I mean, how is it done?
A lot of the areas, and like the map on the back, it's like 50-meter wind resource map. And a lot of areas, they actually take out anemometers, whatever they measure. Yes,
anemometers, yes.
They measure wind speed. Take out these things and put them at various areas at 30 feet and 50. Obviously, they've not hit all of them, but right. They do sampling, and they've done those things. And as you can see in Wythe County, primarily, I'll back up and to the north of Carroll County, you see 77 running in red. You see that line of green and pink right there on that ridge line? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the area that they're talking about for the power generation facility, which you can see, is up in the higher wind speeds. Most of ours that you see are primarily along National Forest property. To the north, the northwest along Blaine County.
Right, that yellowish
line.
Green line.
Yep.
That's the top of Big Walker.
Big Walker. And obviously Big Walker and Bland all the way out through there is
right.
all yellow. Down in Horse Haven, down in Low Speeble.
The question I have, all right, if you're looking at the yellow Big Walker line there, mm-hmm. and come back down toward what I would call Rural Retreat, and there you see this large pink area. And
Black Lick Valley.
Little brushy mountain
mm-hmm.
is the statement there. What does that correspond to? Because according to my map, that's a 3 to 3.5.
That's probably Black Lick Valley.
I think a lot of the areas, when you're getting back into this slower, is a lot of it getting into the valleys in between them. Like the pink area just above where it says Little Brushy Mountain, mm-hmm. is, to me, getting more back into the Crawfish Valley area mm-hmm. and those areas back in there that are sheltered and don't have the wind.
Okay.
In those bottoms.
Okay. So that
pink. More sense on the top graphical.
Right.
Because I was thinking that it didn't, I was trying to match another color there. All right. Because over there where it says, okay, forget it.
What
I
are
see
they
you're
calling
doing.
Little Brushy Mountain? Pine Ridge?
No, I'd assume they're talking,
There is no mountain other than Pine Ridge between 81 and
I'm
Walker.
assuming they're talking about between Crawfish Valley.
Yeah, but I was
and-
look.
and
I was just
Anderson.
seeing the Little Brushy Mountain listed, and there's nothing other than Pine Ridge between 81 and Big.
Yeah, you got to go away to the little brown triangle
Mm-hmm.
to the left there, and I think that's the area
Okay.
they're talking about. The name of it runs all the way across, like you said, Pine Ridge. But that one of the things they also talked about, and when we toured the facility in West Virginia, the mountaintops on the area we looked at in West Virginia were more of what I would call rounded mountaintops.
Not peak.
The guy said one of the problems of the places that I've looked at in Virginia, he said, you have lots of high areas, he said, but they're peaked.
Was that the wind towers there behind Lewisburg?
I'm trying to think of the name of it. It was off of the Sam Black Church exit.
That's
Yeah, it's
it.
near Lewisburg, yeah. It's just, I guess, this side of Lewisburg when you're going to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things he talked about. Up there they had large rounded areas. It was a very rural area as it was.
And they
had
needed
their-
the rounded mountain more than the peak.
Well, it's not just the wind towers that you need, but you've also got to have line run in between them, and you got to have a road running in between them, and you get into, when you've got a lot of steep mountain, you have a harder time putting the roads around to get to them. It's nothing fancy, but certainly you've got all that. So, and then the one we looked at there it was from one end to the other is like 15 miles long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
How many towers did they? I mean, evidently multiple towers.
they were. I did not bring
There's
my.
at least 10 there.
Oh no, there's.
I know just from the one place that I've been to and see, and I
These
can see
are-
at least 10.
I want to say there's 60 to 70 towers that
Okay.
they've got spread out through there.
What's the height of them, do you know? The height?
Mm-hmm.
Just the,
Find my notes.
but the one farm that I've been at where we can look at them, I could see 10 to 12. And I was wondering how many more there were.
The
And what sustained wind speeds are you looking at? Looking at our,
well,
Would
this down here that is like the green and stuff. That
That's 6 to 6 and a
miles,
half.
6-7 miles an hour. Sort of what they talked about is getting into some of the sustained winds that they liked. And the reason why I presented you all, I don't know of any that's been proposed and it's been looked at. We do have the one joining with in Carroll County. Several localities though are beginning to develop ordinances, and the state of the reason the DEQ lady and this gentleman from JMU came and were presenting this is that what they're presenting as part of the governor's initiative is to promote clean energy. So in some respects, it's difficult for a community to say 100% no. We don't want it because they want to promote the clean energy. At the same time, they are willing to say, yes, there needs to be standards and setbacks and things like that. So they've got 3 types of ordinance. One is residential type ordinance, and those are aimed more at, there's some in town or out in the county, places that have windmills set up that they're running electricity off of. And these are set more up to set in residential areas so that people can't just set up these towers. If they do set them up, they've got to be so far from the property line, so far from the neighbor's house, things like that. The other is they call it a community scale one. The situation they had there, they talked more about, they showed some on the coast up in, I think it's in the northern states, where the community of, X
right?
had wind coming in off the ocean all the time, and the community itself built a municipal wind tower thing and used it, and that was more aimed for that. And then you've got the large utility scale, which is what's like in in West
West
Virginia, the large number of scale ones that go out there. So, and the primary things they hit on are, you know, your height, your restrictions, your setback restrictions. The noise is the ones we went and looked at. It's low hum. It's constant, but it was a very low, I guess, pitch noise. The other thing they talk about is the decommissioning, and that's one of the things that they've got in there is you post a bond or something that in 10 years, 15 years, whatever the life of it is, or if it just is not economical when you shut down, you don't just leave the towers standing up there, that you have a plan in place and a cost laid aside to take those towers down. So I thought it was important to share with you all something for you all to consider. A lot of localities are considering these types of ordinances, are looking at them.
Mr. Chairman, notice on here that points of interest, did you see those? Queen's Knob,
Yes,
Cockett's Cove,
yes.
Cold Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Is there any financial benefit to a county to just, as you pointed out, up north along the coast, say Bar Harbor May puts up one. Is there any benefit to a county to enter into a situation where they would build or be involved in an energy system like that? I mean, it would be a source of electricity, which is sellable energy. I mean, we borrow money to build schools. Well, if we borrowed money to build a wind energy thing that would pay itself back and decrease the electric bill to the county residents, or and also would be a cheap source of money.
There are state incentives, obviously, and
Right.
federal incentives with wind energy that exist out there. The one we toured in West Virginia, the gentleman talked about when they did their agreements and everything, they realized, yes, we're putting windmills on mountain ridges all the way out through there. They will be visible for the ones that are out on the ends for miles. Some of them, even 2 or 3 miles away, you don't see them, just the way that whole mountain range is up on top of some mountains. And they talked about their revenue that came back into local government. And I think he said when they came there, they signed an agreement that actually guaranteed, I want to say he said like $400,000 in local revenue coming back to the locality. And he said actually, I think the second year, he said the first year I think they had to supplement that a little bit from what they had constructed and everything, but by the second year or whatever, he indicated we were far past the commitment that we had made for what would be taxable in local taxable revenue.